I'm gonna try to make a table today for the camper. This is the old table that was there before. It just doesn't look really nice. I bought two of these pine boards. I think 8 feet long, but I think it was 5.5 inches. I'm gonna make it out of these boards. I like the knots in it, and I'm gonna stain it, so it should look really nice. Okay, so this is 2 feet long. I'm gonna make 2 more of this. Okay, got 3 pieces there the same. So this is a piece I'm gonna try cutting in half and see if these will be enough for the ants or not. So yeah, it's enough. This is how it's gonna look like. I actually ended up using just 1 piece of pine so I can return the other one. But yeah, now what I'm gonna do is sand down all the edges because I wanna have little grooves so it's not just flat. So now I'm just using this 60 grit sandpaper and just gonna sand down all these edges. Yeah, I'm also gonna sand down the bottoms, like where this is, this side and this side, so it won't be sharp for your legs. Okay, so I sanded everything down until I'm happy with how the boards fit together. So I'm trying to make the wood look antique and distressed. So I tried a few things. I did these deep scratches and sandpaper marks and scrapes. Use a wire brush, this scraper thing. I think I'm gonna go scraping tool, and I think I'm just gonna do these, just hand scrape. But yeah, that's just the back of the board. I'm trying to see what I want to do. But I think I'm just gonna do the hand scraped lines and that's it. And maybe use a hammer a little bit too. So I just put down a piece of plywood, like we did before, and got a table laid out. So yeah, I'm just gonna start with the hammer. And yeah, if you don't want to have the distressed look, you can just sand it lightly and just stain it, and it will still look nice, and you'll see the grains and knots and everything. If you want to have a distressed look, you can pretty much use anything, a screwdriver, a knife, anything. If you don't have one of these, you can just use a screwdriver. Okay, now I'm gonna use some sandpaper again. Try to sand out all these hairs that are sticking out. got one board done. I'm happy with how it turned out, so I'm just gonna do the rest of them like this now. Okay, I'm going to stain this piece. Make sure you wear gloves. This stain's hard to wash off if it's the oil-based kind. Then I'm going to be using this men wax. You can just buy in, like, I think Home Depot or Lowe's. True Black, and it's the oil-based one. I already mixed it up before. Let's open it up. I just got an old shirt. I got little pieces. Just get the dust off. Okay, get all the dust off. Now it's time to stain. If you want a darker color, then do a heavier coat, or you can even do 2 coats after the first one dries. But I'm just trying to just making a light coat, wiping off a lot, so you'll see the grains and everything. You can use any stain color you want, and you can also use reservoir based stain. I always use oil based, so I don't know how the water one works, but if you want to, you can try that. If you don't want to use oil based, really good. Okay, this is all done. I'll leave it overnight, I'll let it dry out, and tomorrow I can put the polyurethane on. I'm gonna do the last one, and Julie carved our initials in here, so that's gonna be cool. Last one. Yeah, that's pretty cool. these rags that you use to stain, they can sometimes catch on fire. So don't leave them rolled up like this. Just lay them out flat. And I would just put them probably just outside in your yard, just flat. You can just throw them away the next day, that's it. But yeah, I got the pieces stained. I'm gonna let them dry overnight. I cut out this piece of plywood. It's used already, so I'm just recycling it. And you can use any kind of plywood or even some boards. And now I'm gonna use this Loctite 3 times stronger glue. This holds really well, and I'm just gonna put glue all over this and then put the boards on top. This is the crappy broken gun that I have. So this is gonna take forever. Normally if the glue gun is not broken, this would take like 5 seconds. This one just can press in. The first piece is going on. Make sure it's somewhat even.
Do you have to put like a weight on top because that one's like falling off?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I think that's good.
We glued the table down to a piece of board instead of nailing it in, just to make it look better without any nails. It cured all night, so it's ready to have a finished coat put on top. I think I'm going to do 3 coats of a polyurethane. I'm going to wait a couple hours between each coat. The first coat I'm going to put on, I'm going to wait a couple hours. I'm going to sand it down really lightly and then put on the next coat, wait a couple hours, and then put on the next coat. And that should be good enough. But look how good this looks. We did like distressing on just normal boards and it looks really nice. I'm going to use this trim painter to just spread the polyurethane. The first coat is dried. It's been about 2 hours later. I'm gonna get it a light sanding And I'm gonna do a second coat.
So we bought these brackets on Amazon. They fold for our table legs. Here, I already screwed one on. So you just like push this lever in, and then they fold up like this. And then it locks into place. That way we can have foldable legs on our little dinette table. And for the legs, I bought this. It's a 2x2 by 8 foot long board. And I'm just gonna cut it into 28-inch pieces. And these are gonna be the legs. We'll sand it down and stain it and put some polyurethane on, and this should work. You can buy actual legs, but they're like a lot more expensive. This was like, I think $3 or $4 for the whole 8-foot board, and you can cut it to the size you want.